Hello, YouTube. Hello, Substack. Hello, everybody else. Alrighty, give me. Let me do. What am I doing here? I need to. Oops. All right. I'm gonna start Instagram. Put it with Substack. There we go. Substack. Copy the location. Bam. There is Substack. Oop. Talking to myself. Echo. Alrighty. Hang on. There's Substack. Oops. Hello. All right. Excellent. Okay, Substack is happening. I can see you guys. SLW, Tanya, Justin, excellent. NJ. Good. Okay, good. Now I'll start TikTok and we're good. All right. Excellent. Phew. All right. Like I said, I had a little bit of a tech hiccup today. All right, TikTok's coming. But we're okay. It was just being, like I said, a little bit slow. We're better now. Where's my, there it is. All right. I am here. You're here. I can start now. I'm here. I can start now too. Anyway, welcome guys. We've got a lot of news today. Hopefully not too much news, but a lot of news also broke like right before the show. So that's why I was also running around being like, trying to get everything done here. Oh, there we go. Stop. Putting my fan on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good. My air conditioner is off at the moment, but the fan is on, which is what I wanted. So anyway, welcome everybody. Oh, switch the camera. I guess I can do that. Bam. There we go. All righty. Exactly, Gunther. All right. Well, welcome everybody. So John Aravosis here, Washington, D.C. Hello all. I didn't see what Trump said about black people without jobs. I'm sure it was awful, although I'd want to see it before commenting on it, but I didn't see it, which I'm surprised because people usually are sharing all that stuff all day long. Oh, anyway, welcome guys. Nope, the blinds, I just pulled the blinds shut because the light was coming through the top of the blinds. It's a long story. I usually don't shut the blinds the whole way, and I've got that little throw that's over the window, but it left the top of the window open and I was getting light on me and it was annoying and I couldn't record a video. And anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, welcome guys. Welcome. I did see there was a new Graham Plattner story, although I'm not going to report on it because you know what? I don't think we need to like save what's her face in Maine. I hear you, but you know what? At this point, I would elect the devil in Maine over Susan Collins. I mean, I just don't care, literally. So I'm just not going to weigh in on it. I really just, like I said, the devil would be my choice at this point if it meant stopping the Republicans. So not going to worry about it. I mean, whatever, might be bad. I don't know. Anyway, guys, coffee talk. So this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we've got coffee talk both days. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Saturday is for all of the monthly subscribers. Sunday is for the VIP monthly subscribers, the folks that spend extra money on YouTube, and I never remember if the other ones even let you. I think YouTube, I don't remember anymore. TikTok doesn't let me do it. YouTube does, and I don't remember if Discord, I don't think has one. I can't remember anymore. Substack doesn't, so pretty much it's YouTube, I think, that we do on Sunday. I can't remember, kind of like spacing out now. Anyway, Discord does. I'm spacing out, Ash. Okay, Discord. Oh, you're right. Discord does because I've got it set up on Discord. Duh. I literally just checked on Discord to see if it was this Sunday. So I'm being a real brain fry now. Yeah, Discord, of course, does, and YouTube does. I literally just checked Discord. All right, guys, let's get rolling. So keep the gifts coming. As you know, I do this for a living, so I appreciate your gifts. You don't have to buy a $100 gift like Diana did last night, but very much appreciated, I will say. Or more, I think. I think she spent a ton of money on that, so that was very sweet of her. So lots of news today, and some of it breaking in the last hour or two. The Kennedy Center has just sent around a memo telling its staff to start changing the name back to Kennedy Center instead of the Trump Kennedy Center. The most important development, which would be taking Trump's name off the outside, has to happen by a week from tomorrow, according to the memo. Not clear when it's going to happen, though. It could happen any time. Sorry. It could happen any time. But they were ordered to immediately change their stationery, any signs, anything they've got inside the building has to change immediately, like now. Whereas the outside of the building has to change by a week from Friday, a week from tomorrow. I am a little confused by this only because I don't understand why they didn't appeal. Why didn't they appeal? You know what I mean? And at least appeal and say, well, pending the court case, don't make us change the name again because that costs more money, right? I don't get it. Now, actually, just sort of hit me. They may not have appealed because Donald Trump might have been serious. Well, not serious. He was serious, but he's a flip-flopper. So, he's a taco. So no, just because he says something doesn't mean it's going to happen. He just changes his mind. Trump had announced when they lost the court case a week ago, where the judge said, you're not allowed to legally change the name from Kennedy to Trump Kennedy. Trump was so pissed off. He said, that's it. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I put all my money, like he put any of his money in. I put all my money in, my own personal money, this kind of crap, right? And I'm not going to deal with the Kennedy Center anymore. I think so far he's serious. They probably said, Mr. President, we're going to appeal. And he said, no. Right? Because if you appeal, what if I win? I don't want it I don't want to deal with it anymore. So that's my guess as to why. Oh, thank you, Annie. That's ridiculous. That was like the Queen's bonnet. Yeah, he's bored, as D. Lyle just said, and he's pissed. So I think, because otherwise it made no sense. I was like, at least appeal, if you're on his side, at least appeal and see what, see if you lose, then you got to change the name. But he didn't even appeal, which means he's had it and he's taking his toys and going home, which is great news. Now, my guess is that they'll change the name in the middle of the night and they'll put up put up construction sheets or something so that nobody can actually see it happen. So it's like Saddam Hussein actually I did ask so it's like Saddam Hussein getting a statue taken down. They don't want people to actually see the names taken down, but they'll then remove the drapery and you'll see the name gone. Now, you may be familiar. This is the famous photo of Saddam Hussein getting pulled down in Baghdad when we invaded. And I asked Grok to do one of Trump and it did a really good job. I mean, all I said was do one of Donald Trump, but repeat change the statue to Trump. It did a ridiculous job. I mean, look at this. Crazy good job. Because it kept him as a statue, but it left the hair color, the tie, and the white shirt so that you could tell it was Donald Trump. This was Grok, actually. I'm very surprised. It did, Gunther. ChatGPT refused to do it because it doesn't like to do parody and and this kind of crap. Grok did it, and Grok did it very well, which I was very surprised. So anyway, that's good news. Two breaking stories from Wall Street Journal that I just saw, and I wanted to read the little summary to you in the email I got from the Journal. ChatGPT totally refused. Literally, I can't do that. It's like, oh, grow up. Anthropic is calling for a global pause in AI development. This is kind of a scary story from Wall Street Journal. The Anthropic startup. Anthropic, is that Claude? I keep forgetting. Is Anthropic Claude? I think it is. It's one of the AI companies. I thought it was Claude. The startup, it is, okay. The startup suggested that AI systems are advancing so rapidly that they may soon be able to improve themselves without human intervention in ways that could pose significant societal risks. The company laid out its stance in a blog post that disclosed internal data documenting how quickly its most advanced models are improving. Anthropic, which has emphasized AI safety from its founding, has long faced criticism that its policy work is designed to slow competitors' advances. That's really scary. Basically, yeah, they found that their AI was fixing itself. Their AI basically was making itself smarter and making itself more advanced. And I think their concern from this is, what if you can't stop it, right? It just keeps going and going and going and you can't stop it. Very scary stuff. Thank you, son. I mean, very scary stuff. Like that kind of, I think AI is fascinating, but that kind of stuff scares the hell out of me. It really does. Second story. An internal Republican fight over legislation that would officially kill President Trump's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund has heated up. So Trump, claims that his little almost $2 billion budget he's going to give to the terrorists and everything, domestic terrorists, that they claim they're not going to do it now. Well, there's concern among Democrats and Republicans, good point here, that Trump's going to just steal the money from somewhere else. He'll just If any money they give him for anything else, he'll just steal it and give it to all the terrorists, because that's what he does, right? So listen to this. An initial vote related to the fund dragged on for about 3 hours. The holdup came as Republicans try to push an immigration enforcement bill through Congress this week. That effort gives leverage to opponents of the so-called anti-weaponization fund because the Republicans need their votes for the bill. Democrats and many Republicans are concerned that taxpayer money would be used to compensate Trump's allies. So I think they're afraid of Trump basically still using, taking money from elsewhere. Very interesting. Trump named Todd Blanche as his full-time nominee to be Attorney General. Todd Blanche is the categorically insane MAGA activist who's breaking the law left and right at the Justice Department, trying to basically go after Trump's political enemies. Really horrific just breaking the law left and right. This is literally out of the Soviet Union, what this guy is doing, communist China. And Trump, of course, named him to be his nominee for full-time Attorney General. Remember, he kicked out Pam Bondi, yet another of the women who Trump has fired. Trump has only really fired women lately this term. I don't know that there's been any men. Of the top people fired, all 4 have been women. Big surprise. Tulsi Gabbard as well. There were 2 other women as well that he got rid of. Surprise. But Todd Blanche, Politico says Blanche faces an uncertain path through the Senate. Now, what Politico said was basically to get through the Senate, Blanche can lose 3 Republicans. I think it said, I've got to look at this again. Yeah. Blanche can lose 3 Republicans and still be confirmed through the Senate. But through the Senate Judiciary Committee, he can't lose even 1 Republican. Yeah, opposition from 1 Republican is enough to bottle up a nomination. Now, Senator Tillis is in the Judiciary Committee, and the concern they've got is whether Tillis, who isn't running for election again, has been very critical of Trump, whether Tillis is going to let Vance go through. He might. I mean, I hope he doesn't, because Vance is, he's just horrific, this guy. As I said, he's not there for justice. He's there to break the law and basically sick the Justice Department on Donald Trump's enemies, like we're the Soviet Union or communist China. What else we got? On Iran, Trump for the 4th time has downplayed the importance of the U.S. getting Iran's enriched uranium. With the $1.8 billion fund, I forgot about this. Kaitlan Collins from CNN asked Trump about the $1.8 billion he wants to give to the domestic terrorists. And she says, is the $1.8 billion fund dead? She says, just to clarify, is the $1.8 billion DOJ fund dead, or is it on hold? Trump says, I'd have to ask the lawyers. I don't know. People like you have abused our people. Colin goes, but Republicans, he goes, be quiet. Of course, she's a woman, of course. Be quiet. You should be ashamed of yourself. You used to be conservative from Alabama. CNN does such false reporting, but now they have new ownership. So maybe it'll straighten out. He's threatening her with the new owner, the new MAGA owner. It's hard to straighten garbage out. Now, the funny part was, if you watch the tape, this happened yesterday. Bingo, adult slime. Yesterday, when he goes, you used to be conservative from Alabama. You hear in the background, she goes, I'm still from Alabama. Basically, she was giving him sass, which was really, but I love that. Like, you used to be conservative from Alabama. Yeah, I'm still from Alabama. And she did. She used to work for some right-wing rag, basically, and has proven herself to be quite objective. Trump is giving up on inflation again. So we've talked about Trump and inflation before, how he basically has repeatedly claimed that, inflation solved, no longer a problem, right? Well, lately, Hannah and Ash gave me gifts. Sorry, guys, I was in the middle of reading. Actually, I see Big Hawk Chuck. Thank you, Ash. Big Hawk, Terry. There's Hannah. Hannah, thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Trump has repeatedly claimed that inflation is over. And I've said that the fact that he keeps claiming inflation is over, and it's not, it's actually up higher, means that he's not going to get to it. He's never going to get to it. Well, he said today, and this was, again, insane from him. He sent out a tweet, and he said, if you add the largest tax and regulations cut in U.S. history, $5,000 to $10,000 per family. He claims each of your families, he's given you $5,000 to $10,000. Any of you seen the $5,000 to $10,000 Trump is claiming he gave you? Because I haven't. I don't know any families who have been given $5,000 to $10,000 by Donald Trump. He goes, if you add the $5,000 to $10,000 per year for family that I gave you, coupled with falling prices across the board, there are not falling prices across the board, Trump and the Republicans win the affordability wars by record numbers. Trump is now basically saying that, yeah, I made inflation go up with the tariffs. I made inflation go up by invading Iran, but I gave you more in tax cuts, so you're ahead of the game, so it's okay. As John Piper just said, where's my check? That's my question. I didn't get $5,000 to $10,000 from Donald Trump. I didn't get anything. What I did get was he increased my Obamacare bill by $4,000 a year because he killed half the subsidies. They're gone now. So for all of us on Obamacare, a lot of us, most of us are going to pay a lot more for our insurance. Mine's, like I said, I estimated $4,000 that I'm paying more this year. So actually, Donald Trump cost me $4,000 in addition to what he cost me by spiking gasoline prices, by what he did spiking grocery prices, every product in America with his tariffs. And now, because of diesel fuel going up, because of oil going up, diesel fuel will increase the price of every single thing you buy. Pretty much every single thing you buy will be affected by diesel fuel prices going through the roof because of Iran. Yeah. And Donald Trump says, first of all, it's a lie. Inflation's going fine. It's not. And B, well, I gave each of you $5,000 to $10,000. No, you didn't. I mean, again, I think I'd know if Donald Trump gave me $5,000 to $10,000. Joe Biden did with the stimulus. Donald Trump did not. Anyway, Obamacare is not it's not even close to universal health care, unfortunately, but it's really not. No. It's just Obamacare is private healthcare. It just has a lot of regulations on it, so it's not as crappy as it could be. But that's it. It's not universal health. It's not even close to universal healthcare. It's just a bunch of, as I said, a bunch of restrictions or requirements that private healthcare has to give you. Like they can't just cut you off because you're too sick. We don't want to give you insurance because you're already sick. Crap like that. Associated Press. The House is on course to pass legislation that would aid Ukraine and sanction key elements of the Russian economy, despite opposition from Republican leaders who warned the bill will undermine negotiations. This is AP. The legislation sponsored by Representative Gregory Meeks of New York, Democrat, seeks to cement U.S. assistance for Ukraine by providing more than $1 billion in security and reconstruction aid. It would make another $8 billion available for Ukraine's defense through loans. The vote could generate the second major foreign policy break this week in the House with Trump. First one was the invocation of the War Powers Act. Supporters were able to force action on the Ukraine bill by gathering 218 signatures on a discharge petition. No, you're not going out there. No. I'm trying to put my foot down for the dog because I literally just brought her inside a couple minutes ago. She was out eating dirt again. I don't believe you anymore. No. I'm going to do what I can to stop her because he makes me feel guilty. No, thank you. And then she walks away. Yeah, you. Literally, the show starts and she's like, dirt, the other white meat. Alexa, lower the temperature 1 degree. I don't really care about that story. We'll change that one. Zelensky wrote an open letter to Vladimir Putin, which was interesting. Kind of a bitchy. It was not even kind of. It was a very bitchy letter to Putin via Sky News. In his open letter to Putin, Zelensky says, the front line today is the line from which diplomacy must begin. As we've mentioned, Ukraine's president, this is Sky News. As we've mentioned, Ukraine's president proposed setting a clear date for a face-to-face meeting between himself and Putin to end the war. He also suggested all-for-all exchange of prisoners of war. He says Ukraine is ready for a full ceasefire for the duration of the negotiations. Now, he basically bragged that they attacked Putin's economic forum yesterday, which was very interesting. Very interesting, that one. But any case, it was interesting. The Wall Street Journal, Russian guided missile corvette, the Boyki, was ablaze after being hit by Ukraine's drones in the Baltic Sea Fleet base of Kronstadt. Bottom line is the Ukrainians hit a Russian military ship. It blew up. Great video of it out there. Andrei Bezrukov, an advisor. You know what? You're going, and I'm going to see you eat dirt, and we're coming right back in for the remainder. Warning you right now. She gets 30 seconds and we're going out there and we're patrolling the dirt patrol with my dog. Andrei Bezrukov, an advisor to Rosneft CEO Igor Sechin, said at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum that Russia would remain in a state of war for the next couple of decades. According to him, Russia must learn to live with war, while its state system and economy should be structured not only around development, but also around defense. He also said that Russia would see the emergence of two wartime generations and admitted that drone strikes reaching any region of the country have become a serious problem for which Russia was unprepared. I don't care. I have to tell you, I'm sick of hearing the Russians whine about how important they are. If Russia wants to be on a war economy for the next 20 years, good for them, because it's going to destroy their country. They don't want to focus on their country doesn't have much going for it to start with. I mean, their economy has nothing. The Russian economy has gas, natural gas, oil, and minerals. That's it. There's nothing. Vodka, even vodka. There's better vodka in Europe now. I mean, the Russian economy has nothing going for it. They've got nuclear weapons. That's nice. So does Pakistan. So I respect Russia like I do Pakistan. But they want to waste the next 2 years constantly at war with wars that they're going to lose. Now, yeah, if they want to invade Azerbaijan, they'll probably win. If they want to invade Kazakhstan, good for you, Mother Russia, invading Kazakhstan, right? Good for you. But for the rest of us, I mean, Russia, this is part of Russia still very confused that they're our equal. Russia is not our equal. Russia is not even on the same playing field as us. It reminds me of, all of us have had this in school, where somebody from another school says, oh, you're our big competitor. And in your head, you're going, you're not our competitor. What are you talking about? Right? Let me get the dog and yell at her, and then we're continuing here. Yep, we were eating dirt. You know? Shit. I try to trust her, but I know her too well. She was eating dirt. This is not a surprise. But, you know, I get tired of this stuff with Russia. I really do. I mean, they've got nuclear weapons, but as I said, so does Pakistan, you know? And I know we've got to worry about them because they've got the nukes, and we do. And they have a big military, and they can hurt lots of people, like the Ukrainians and others. But I got to tell you, at the same time, they don't matter. They just don't, other than, it's like a virus. I mean, I realize we've got to protect ourselves against viruses, but at the same time, I don't respect the virus. I don't respect them anymore. They're not a legitimate country in terms of, they're not a superpower. They've got nuclear weapons. Again, so does Pakistan. I like Pakistan. They're nice. I mean, I have Pakistani friends. They're nice people, but I don't really think of Pakistan as our equal. As far as the great geopolitical thing in the world, they're not. And Russia isn't either. The Soviet Union, they weren't our equal, but the Soviet Union was certainly our nemesis, right? Our economy was better. Our culture was way more influential. I mean, right? The Soviet culture. I mean, what did the Soviet culture bring us around the world, right? The American culture, everybody was following these. Don't you get out of there. You insane? Go. She's back at the door again to get more dirt. I'm like, it drives me crazy. But in any case, you get what I'm saying with the Russia stuff. So they're sitting there going, we will be at war for 2 decades. Good. Focus on milking everything from your economy to build weapons. Well, you don't help your people, you don't help your children, you don't help your educational institutions. I mean, our country's bad enough in that regard, but at least we're doing a little bit on that front, right? But just suck all the money out of the Russian economy and only focus on building tanks that blow up as soon as they get hit, right? Russia's famous tanks that you hit them and they would blow up and the top would fly off the tank like 100 feet into the sky. Like, bravo. No, I mean, they want to, well, it's how the Soviet Union fell, but it took a long time for the Soviet Union to fall, right? I mean, they spent 70 years focusing on the military and ignoring their people. I mean, it doesn't mean Russia's going to fall immediately, but man, they want to just screw over their people and screw over their country. Again, go for it, And if they want to build the weapons, they want to get into another Cold War, I'd rather not have to waste the money, but we will. and we will win because our economy is a million times bigger than theirs. Their defense budget is nothing. Our defense budget is ridiculous already, right? I forget what their defense budget is. Is it? I want to say like 50 billion. It's not 100 billion, is it? Because the Russian, I don't think it's that big. Although you'd have to know sort of comparably. You know what I mean? Like what it means in terms of what they can build versus what we can build. And that's the thing that I'm not too sure about. But their defense budget is not very big. Let me just see here, just for fun. Although, again, it depends sort of comparably. 750 billion, it's not, theirs can't be that big. There's no way there's a 0% chance theirs is that big. Hey, ChatGPT. So how big is the Russian defense budget? Ours is bigger.
Russia's official defense budget for 2026 is about 14.9 trillion rubles, roughly 6.3% of their GDP. However, leaked reports suggest actual war spending could be much higher, possibly reaching 18 trillion rubles or more. So, while the official figure...
What does that mean in dollars?
Converted roughly, the official planned figure is around 165 billion. But if those higher estimates come true, it could be closer to 245 to 275 billion, depending on exchange rates. Okay,
and the U.S. defense budget is getting close to $1 trillion at this point, 900 and some billion, I'm guessing. I want to go with 965.
For 2026, the official Russian defense budget...
No. I said U.S. I said U.S.
You're absolutely right. The U.S. defense budget for 2026 is indeed breaking that $1 trillion mark. Counting everything, like the Department of Defense, nuclear programs, and other defense-related activities, the total national defense budget is around 1.05 trillion. So yes, It's up there.
Now, let me ask you this, though. This may be hard for you to figure out. Things don't cost the same in Russia. So what does it really mean when we say the Russian defense budget really is around $245 billion, right? US dollars. What does that mean, though, compared to how much we spend on weapons? Does it mean they're building a quarter of the weapons we're building? What does that mean in terms of the impact on, the strategic threat they pose?
You're right to be skeptical of a straight dollar-to-dollar comparison. Even if Russia spends less overall, they can achieve a lot more domestically, since their costs, wages, materials, and maintenance, are lower. So it doesn't translate to a quarter of the weapons. They might build fewer, but they could still pose a major threat if they focus on key areas. Nukes, cyber or asymmetric capabilities. In short, the impact isn't just about raw spending. It's about where they...
Okay. That was a bit of bullshit coming out of ChatGPT. That was basically, you're right, I don't know, from a ChatGPT, right? But that's the only thing, right? It's like 250 billion is a quarter of what we spend, but their weapons cost less. Their weapons cost less. Their salaries are less. All that kind of stuff is less. Get the F on it. Go. No. Jesus Christ, you. No. Yeah, she's back to the door like I'm desperate to get out. You're desperate to eat my geraniums. No. Sorry. My dog drives me insane. Absolutely insane. That's right. Go back to your bed. And now she's back to the bed. After having to desperately go out, she's now back to her bed when she realized, like, oh, this time I'm not letting her go. ChatGPT may be my biatch, but I'm Sasha's. What else we got here? This was kind of crazy. A Catholic archbishop was removed. Oh, no. The Catholic archbishop removed a DC priest as an exorcist for saying that UFOs are demons. Monsignor Stephen Rossetti had been an archdiocesan exorcist in Washington, D.C. for nearly 2 decades. And then he suggested that UFOs were actually like demons or the devil. And they said that was ridiculous. You kind of have to love the Catholic Church. I'm agnostic on exorcisms, but you believe in exorcisms, but like you believe the devil could possess a little girl, but you don't believe the devil could show up as space aliens or something. Like, why is that so crazy? You know what I mean? Like, one is crazy, but the other isn't. I don't think either is crazy, but right now, keep in mind, remember recently JD Vance was on a podcast and asked about UFOs and said, I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion. He really did. No. He said, I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion. It was like, Sure you do. What else we got? Wall Street Journal, big article in the Wall Street Journal about the current state of play in Ukraine, which I think is worth reading. So I copied a bunch of it and I'm going to read it to you. Russia's inability to break through the stalemate in Ukraine is becoming so evident that significant voices in the Russian establishment have publicly started to call for an end to the conflict. The big question is whether Putin will acknowledge this reality and abandon his aspiration to extinguish Ukrainian independence. So far, there is no sign that in the fifth year of Europe's bloodiest conflict in generations, he is ready to climb down from the original objectives of his special military operation. But that could change if the tide of war turns further in Kyiv's favor. The calls don't just come from the business elites and the more liberal parts of Russian establishment. Some of Russia's best-known hawks have also become much more open in expressing a belief that Moscow simply doesn't have the capacity to achieve an outright victory against Ukraine. One of those is Oleg Tsaryov, a former Ukrainian lawmaker who fled to Russia in 2014 and who was one of Putin's top candidates for heading a pro-Russian puppet regime that the Kremlin planned to install in an occupied Kyiv in early 2022. He was severely injured in an assassination attempt attributed to Ukrainian intelligence the following year. They're very good. More Wall Street Journal. In a Telegram post last month, Tsaryov warned that Russian propaganda had fostered a dangerous illusion about an inevitable victory against Ukraine. Quote, the professionals in creating an alternative reality have convinced not just the population, but also themselves that the illusion that they have invented is in fact reality. Sooner or later, these worlds of illusion and reality must clash, and now it is happening in the most painful form. Another hardliner, historian and former Kremlin official, Alexei Chadiev, who runs an Ushkunik drone warfare research center, noted that pursuing the current course of war, quote, is not just a path to non-victory, but to a full-scale defeat. He has called for a pause in the war so that Russia can reorganize itself for the next round. That's interesting. Again, whether Putin's going to change his mind, but that voices inside Russia, influential voices that aren't necessarily liberal voices, are kind of speaking up more and going, we're screwed, is interesting. Trump made a ridiculous claim about like single-handedly saving Ukraine. Quiet, that I want to show you. If I can find it, hang on. Make sure that it's stop. Hey, no. Jesus. God, like, you know, you don't let her eat dirt once and it's the end of the world. Is this, this is the one here.
It's billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of equipment, and the best equipment. We make the best equipment anywhere in the world, but they wouldn't have lasted 1 or 2 days. They wouldn't have been able to do it. Remember the anti-tank missile.
Where's the, hang on.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah, he's basically saying he's taking credit for the U.S. giving Iran hundreds of billion, for the U.S. giving Ukraine hundreds of billions of dollars in support to save them. And he's right. The U.S. did help save Ukraine. He didn't. He cut the funding for Ukraine. The Republicans killed the funding for Ukraine. We don't give Ukraine pretty much anything now. That's because Donald Trump killed it to make Vladimir Putin happy. So for him, yeah, Joe Biden gave it. So for him, and some Republicans were on board, but for him to say that, like, we saved Ukraine with all our weapons. No, you did not save Ukraine, right? The other one I wanted to show you was Donald Trump was basically falling asleep in a meeting today. The same meeting. Take a look at him. He perks up, but he's clearly sleeping at one point.
Of warmth, of a job, an economy, a community, a family. And for too long,
I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a second.
We're telling these coal miners they should just learn a code.
Right.
And what we saw,
it's going to start over again. Watch his face.
At the EPA, for example, was regulation after regulation after regulation.
It'll start over again in a sec.
Out of existence.
He clearly is conking out at the beginning. Watch this.
Of a job.
The eyes are closing.
Economy, a community,
the eyes are closed.
Yep. And for
open closed.
Long,
they're blinking. He's clearly like
these coal miners. They should just learn a code. And what we saw during the Biden
anybody who's either been a little kid, had a little kid, or had a small animal knows the this thing where you're like, what I'm surprised is he's like, I get it on airplanes and stuff where I get that jump when you start falling asleep and you jump awake. I'm surprised he doesn't get that. MAGA influencers are now getting divided on Russia, which is interesting. So the Russians, as you know, invited a bunch of the MAGA influencers to doesn't anything, are inviting a bunch of the MAGA influencers to Russia. And a bunch of them went, Candace Owens and the creepy Tate guy. Well, you've now got Ben Shapiro criticizing them and criticizing Russia's influence in the Republican Party. You've got Laura Loomer, who's a nut job, but she's got Donald Trump's ear, if not other body parts. She's like super influential with Donald Trump. And she says that that basically the Russians are trying to take over the Republican Party. And Glenn Beck today went after it too, which is actually really good. The sleep jump is called a hypnic jerk. I'm waiting for Trump to do that. Just like the kind of like jumping awake thing. CBS News reports that, not CBS News. I forgot who it was that reported this. Shit, who reported it? I've got it here, I think. Basically, the report is that CBS, because Anderson Cooper left CBS, they're considering, hang on a second here. Hang on. I'm going to find this. If I can't find it quickly, I want to give credit to somebody for this. But CBS is considering, here we go. This is from the Austin paper, the Austin American Statesman, okay? CBS is reportedly searching for a replacement for 60 Minutes correspondent Anderson Cooper. And network executives may have their sights set on Austin-based podcaster Joe Rogan. Radar Online, it's Radar, a celebrity and entertainment news site, reported that CBS is considering Rogan. They're considering him to be their new correspondent, Joe Rogan, who's a big grape ape dummy. He's just a big dummy. I mean, he's got a very popular podcast, but he's a big grape ape. For 60 Minutes, which is the most respected news show in America, going on 50 or 60 years now. What's wrong with Joe Rogan? He's a grape ape. I mean, feel free to like Joe Rogan because he's a goofball and a nut job and not very bright. And Joe Rogan, is it possible the crazy thing is true? I think so. I mean, it's entertaining. Whatever. I think he's an idiot. He is an idiot. But I mean, it's entertaining that people like him, but he's an idiot. He's not Anderson Cooper investigative. He is a Neanderthal. Yeah. But again, he's an amusing Neanderthal. I realize people like him. That's fine. But he's an amusing Neanderthal. You don't pick a Neanderthal to replace Anderson Cooper on the most important, serious American news investigative show of the last 60 years. And you're going to pick some muscle-bound grape ape Neanderthal who, again, is amusing, but he's amusing in a really dummy way. Literally, Joe Rogan, hey, Joe, conspiracy theory. I saw something online. It could be true. And you're going, really, Joe? What are they? They were talking about like some AIDS conspiracy theories. I forget like all the other crap. Anderson quit. Anderson quit. Anderson gave his notice and said when the season ended in May, which just happened, he wasn't going to renew his contract because he didn't want to stick around with those people. Yeah. Joe freaking Rogan. Maybe they should, maybe 60 Minutes should build one of those UFC cages like Trump is building. That might be kind of fun, right? Right? Just like, I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, it's not Scott Pelley. It's Anderson Cooper. I just read you the newspaper article. Really just incredible stuff with these guys. Absolutely incredible stuff. Finally, I showed you the Trump asleep video. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, that's it for the Joe Rogan. Let's have somebody big and kind of dumb. That'd be fun. He's kind of like Anderson Cooper and kind of like one of the top journalists in America if they were big and not very bright and believed in conspiracy theories. Man, we're not talking about CNN, WC. We're talking about 60 Minutes. See when 60 Minutes starts. It was the 1960s. I don't know exactly when. So I'm going to go for 60 years now. They did fire Scott Pelley, correct. But yeah, I was talking about 60 Minutes. CNN would have been the 1980s, right? That he launched it. Exactly. Oh my. Did who leave? Well, 68, there was a broadcast in 68 that I'm familiar with, sort of a famous gay broadcast they did that was really horrible. That's why I know it's the 60s, but I don't remember when in the 60s. Thank you. I always laugh, Aileen. That reminds me of a big tooth. 60 Minutes premiered September 24th of 1968. There you go. Yep. You were right, Dave. 1968. Gunther confirmed it. Yep. Thank you, guys. No, that's okay. But yeah. CNN I knew was early 1980s. I didn't remember when exactly. But 60 Minutes, there was a very famous like gay broadcast they did that was it's out there with Mike Wallace. It's horrific. It's like, they slink in the dark. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, 60 Minutes touching the topic of gay rights or gay people. And it was just horrific. But it was the late 1960s. So I remember it. CNN started in 1980 apparently. So anyway, thank you, Flockin, for that. I'm not going to pronounce the rest of your name, but thank you for that. Oh, and thank you, Sadie, for the chicken. Sorry about that. Anyway. All right. That's it for we're done a little early today. That's it. Not done, but done with my new segment of the show. So we can hang out and talk like we usually do. I'm gonna oops. Let me adjust this here. Oh man. I think I yawned at the beginning of the show, actually. I thought I did. Somebody said I hadn't yawned yet. I think I did. I think I may have. Ooh, Alexa, raise the temperature 1 degree. Still a little bit cold here. I did make my brownies last night. My Trader Joe brownies. I'm very happy. Very good Trader. My good Trader Joe brownies. I'm very, very happy. So Paul Harvey was on 60 Minutes. Was he really? Was he? Remember, what's his face? Andy Rooney was the best. Have you ever noticed? He was so good. Well, that's the other thing. Zia just said MAGA's not going to watch CBS. That's the thing. MAGA's not going to watch CBS, and they're not going to watch 60 Minutes. I mean, I don't understand what the point is of this. I mean, I understand what the point is if you're a Trumper, you're just trying to kill it. But, Andy Rooney, so it wasn't Paul Harvey. It was just Andy Rooney. Okay. But it doesn't have cartoons. Exactly. There are no cartoons. It's way too intellectual for them and way too fact-based and everything else. They're going to hate it. That's why they're thinking Joe Rogan. Maybe Joe Rogan could have like a conspiracy theory, like the new Andy Rooney, but it's like, have you ever considered? And it could just be his 5-minute rant of the latest conspiracy theory he wants to promote. Paul Harvey was on 60 Minutes. Okay, David says yes, he was. Interesting. Okay, did not know that. Wow. So anyway. What else we got, guys? What else we got? Not too much going on here. I have discovered, by the way, that I'm a huge fan now of making grilled cheese sandwiches with my air fryer function in my toaster oven. It's scary how good it is. Shocking. It makes them crunchy. I mean, you have to flip it, but it makes them crunchy the way they do if you fry them up in a pan with a lot of butter, but you're not using a lot of butter. Like, you don't have to use a lot of butter, and it still gets this crunch that, I'm salivating telling you, that makes you think it was fried in butter because it's a crunch that's like fried. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh my God. It's my new favorite thing. I mean, I like grilled cheese anyway, but oh my God. I don't know how a regular air fryer would work, but I don't know how a regular fryer. I've done it. Mine is a toaster oven air fryer. So I just put it on the air fryer sheet and put the air fryer on, but it's, you make a grilled cheese sandwich and you put it in the air and you put it, again, I've got a tray because it's a toaster oven and I set it pretty high, 375 in my toaster oven, and keep an eye on it. And then after a few minutes, I flip it and just get it nice and brown on the outside. I do put butter. I put butter, but I don't have to go crazy. I use butter, but a normal amount. But it crisps it so much that it makes you think it's been sautéed in butter because it's like a crouton crispness on the outside. It's a strange, it literally, you're even telling you, your mouth is thinking this thing must have been, fried or sautéed in a crap load of butter in a pan because it's so crisp. It's weird. It's just very weird. I love it. It's really wonderful. Yeah. So I've been very happy about that. That's been my latest discovery. Oh, I'm sure a deep fried grilled cheese sandwich would be better caffeine or caffeinated, or not caffeinated. Who was it? Martin. Martin said that nothing beats a deep fryer. I've never tried it, but I could imagine grilled cheese in a deep fryer would be awesome. You call them toasted cheese sandwiches. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like the butter, but it's funny how it almost seems greasy to me the way it's made, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's so good. It's so good. You can try your regular oven. I mean, it's just I don't know, and I don't know a regular air fryer. Although a regular air fryer, assuming you can put a sandwich in normally, it should work. You just, you flip it halfway, keep an eye on it. You put butter, yeah. Because again, it's a toaster oven air fryer. So it comes with a tray that has little holes in it. And then there's a tray underneath it in a toaster oven. So you just butter tops and bottom, go in there halfway. Once it's brown enough on top, flip it, let it brown enough, and you're done. Actually what I bought that Convict Dave's bread stuff you guys were telling me about, the Dave's bread, whatever it's called. But I got the Costco one. It's much cheaper at Costco. It was like 2 loaves for $9 or something. I mean, it was much cheaper than the local store. So I used that stuff. And then I just bought some good American cheese, but I bought like a good Kraft American cheese. It's fine. I do like French toast. Yep. Actually, the best French toast, either you guys, no, you didn't turn me on to this. This was Jacques Pepin. The best French toast ever. Take vanilla ice cream, melt it, and dip your toast in the vanilla ice cream and then cook it. Oh my God. Yep. I don't think you guys told me first. I think I saw Jacques Pepin mention it first. And then you guys might have told me too. Oh my God. The thing is, you would think it would be too sweet. It's not. Actually, eggnog probably would be very good too. Yeah. You'd think it would be too sweet. It's not too sweet. But the only thing is you need a lot of ice cream because ice cream's whipped. So you could end up using a lot of ice cream to do it. It's shockingly good. Hello, dog. What you doing? Hi. What's up? I know. Hi. But it's shockingly good. Yeah. TikTok's a little low tonight. I don't know why. Paul is going for a toasted sandwich. French toast with eggnog. I've never tried that, and I don't know why. I think I never thought of it. I think, I guess I wasn't sure if eggnog would somehow overpower it or something. You know what I mean? But seriously, you get vanilla ice cream. I'm going to let you out again, and then I'm coming out there to get you. I'm warning you right now. We've managed to go half the show without her going out there, so that's good. Did I anger the TikTok overlords? I know. No, I've been actually on good relations with TikTok recently, but you never know with them. You never know. Bread pudding with eggnog. That sounds good. Yeah. I think the best breast pudding, the best bread pudding, that might be better. The best bread pudding I've had is the Silver Palace bread pudding. That's the one I make. I don't make French toast otherwise. I use the egg French toast, really. But the best bread pudding is the Silver Palette one. Michael, everybody stop it. Is the Silver Palette one that's to die for. Absolutely to die for. It's so good. Silver Palette, famous recipe, famous cookbook from the 1980s. Google the recipe, Silver Palette. Just Google it. You'll see palette. However you spell it, it'll be close enough. It's a famous cookbook, 2 cookbooks from the 1980s, very good cookbook. And the bread pudding is to die for, but you really need to make this. There's a sauce that you make with rum and butter and stuff. Yeah, and cream. I think you have to make the sauce. It's okay without the sauce. It's to die for with the sauce. And I am not a liquor guy at all. It's to die for with the liquor sauce. I mean, it's my nephew's the same way. He likes liquor, but not like that. Oh, is it palate? Palate? I don't know. I would have thought it was 2 T's. I don't remember how to spell palate as in the palate in your mouth. And now I got to go look at the dog and make sure she's not, one moment, not licking the plants. Don't lick my plants. All right. Almost. All right. I caught her right before she was going for the. You look at her. YouTube's got her in the corner. I caught her right before she was going. So it's Palate. There you go. Silver palate. It's a butter rum sauce. I don't remember how to make it now, but I do remember that having it without the sauce was blah. Having it with the sauce, to die for. And as I said, I'm not a liquor in like bread pudding with liquor. I was like, oh my God. I use rum. Oh my God. It's an amazing. I mean, check back with me after you make it. You'll see what I mean. It's amazing. I moved several of the geraniums. Now she's going after another plant. Several of the geraniums are now on top of another plant. And now she's going after a different plant. Oh, they have a spaghetti sauce. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Oh, it's palate as in color. Oh, palate is colors. Palate is mouth. It should be palate, I believe, with mouth. Yeah. Oh, Susan says, I was listening to you last night while driving and my husband thought I lost the connection. I said, no, he just stepped outside to get his dog. Exactly. I mean, you know how this works. There's one whatever, all abiding Lord here. And it's not me. There's one master. It's her. But yeah, exactly. Anyway, oh, that's funny. AI summary, a friendly food chat from grilled cheese to bread pudding. That's cute. That is what we're having right now. I do, say she's still walking around. I do admit I like my food. I do like my food. But hello, you. You're not going. Oh my God, stop. You're not going out there again. Thank you. Okay, you're fine. There you go. Want a little more water or something? Or are you doing okay? All right. All right. I didn't take her out today because it got beastly. It's going to be beastly hot tomorrow. I'm going to take her out in the morning. Very, very, very hot. I mean, we're 90s again. Do I like chili? I may like chili. I don't like hot food, spicy. So I don't, but I like chili when it's not. I put in chili powder that's not hot. I've never found a good recipe for chili. I will say that. I've made it sometimes and I feel like, I don't know whether I don't know. I just feel like it's not, I've never had it be great. My mom would always make kind of a simple one, but it was good. She would make a more watery one, but it was meaning a more liquid one. So that it was more almost like a soup with some meat in it, but it was actually quite good that way. I often try to make it thicker and I don't know if it works. I should probably try to make it again. Wendy's chili is tasty. Interesting. You can add chocolate. I've done Mexicans will add chocolate. I've added chocolate, but you got to be careful because the chocolate can quickly overpower it. I found that it can make it a little too creamy and kill the flavor a little. Coffee and white vinegar. That's interesting. But no, I should try now that there's so many recipes all over the internet and stuff. I should find a good add beer to chili. I've still got my whatchamacallit. What did we call the beer that I bought? Remember the dark beer that I've got? I think you guys said it is British or it's not British. What's the beer that I bought? Remember? What is it actually? Hang on. It's Guinness. Yeah. It's my Guinness. Yes. My Guinness Extra Stout. I thought Guinness is British. You guys said it's not? Or it's not beer, did you say? It is British, but it's not beer? I forgot what the discussion was that we had about Guinness. But it's Irish. Oh, sorry. I don't drink that much. Okay, sorry. I guess I should know Guinness is Irish. But it's the Guinness Extra Stout or whatever, the dark stuff that I do like. But I use it for a black bread recipe I've got that's excellent, kind of like a cake. But I've considered using it, except I don't want to waste it, to use it for like bratwurst and stuff, I would imagine it would be good in chocolate cake. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like beer. I have always liked dark beer, but I hate beer. And once somebody had given me a dark beer and I was like, oh, no, that I like. I mean, I don't love it. It's beer, but it's way better. Whereas any other, a white beer or whatever you want to call it, beer's disgusting to me. But dark beer I find intriguing. And again, for making the bread, it's very good. I would imagine for a chocolate cake, it would be delicious too. I would not make French toast with it. No, Yeah, like cheddar cheese bread would be great with beer, I'm sure. Well, that might even be a white beer. This beer is a dark beer, so I don't know that I would do it with cheddar. I would probably do it more, even like bratwurst. I think this beer might be weird. This beer would be better with a German bread, with chocolate cake, anything that's a heavier, dark kind of thing. This would be good with, But as I said, the bread was quite good. It was the German bread, or the black bread was kind of it's not a black bread. It's like a black Irish bread. It's just anyway, it was very good. Very good. A little sweet though, kind of a little bit dessertish. I have to make some. I've got I've still got several beers left I've got to make. So I'll make some more at some point. I've still got my extra Greek bread in the freezer now. I used my sourdough to make a little bit of some sourdough pancakes. I'm having those for breakfast the next couple days. Oh, cheddar sauce with beer. That's interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, Michael says, whatever chili you make, let it sit 24 hours before you have your first serving. Okay, interesting. Chocolate chip cookies, by the way, and it's been tested by the New York Times and others. You're supposed to make the chocolate chip cookie dough, put it in the fridge, and not basically not make it for 2 or 3 days. And I've tried it before, and it is very interesting. Good luck doing it, but somehow it makes the cookie dough, taste as if it's got caramel in it. The cookies taste a little caramelized. It's the craziest thing, but I've done it. It's true. Hard to do. Put it in the fridge for 48 hours, a good 48 hours, basically. Beer, cheese, and pizza with beer dough. Oh, interesting. Okay. Harder than a brick, rye. Rye bread is tough. First of all, you can't use too much rye flour. You can use too much rye flour. You should not use too much rye flour. But I've done that before. I think I've like made chocolate chip cookies and maybe made a couple. Because also chocolate chip cookies, whenever I make them, I always make the dough and then make cookies when I want them fresh. I don't want 24 chocolate chip cookies made because the next day they're okay. But to me, a fresh out of the oven chocolate chip cookie is way better. So I'll make chocolate chip cookie dough and then cook 4 cookies in the oven, have those, either put it in the fridge or the freezer, and then every time I want cookies, take out enough for 3 or 4 cookies, let it thaw on a tray, 10 minutes, smash them, put them in the toaster oven, and now I've got cookies. And then you got them in, 8 to 10 minutes in the toaster oven. And they're fresh cookies. They're so much better than like the old days when you'd make 24 cookies and put them in a Tupperware. They're good, but they're not nearly as good as a fresh cookie. I mean, my God. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's such a better thing. Yeah, but I don't know if it's just self-control because I'm not going to eat an entire batch of cookies. Even if I'm hungry, I might eat 6 cookies. I'm not going to eat 20. I'm not that bad, but, cook the chili and then, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah. Cook the chili. I say cook the chili and then let it sit for a day. Almost all chili infused. Okay. I think that's what I figured you meant. Yeah. So, hey, Misha, the real Misha. Oh, I guess we did have a fake Misha at one point, didn't we? I forgot about that. I'm thinking, why does it say the real Misha? We did have an impersonator or an imposter. This is true. Very funny. Anyway, good to see you. Anyway, Misha's over on YouTube. Yep. Well, we think it's Misha. That is very true about the brown sugar. Gunther was just talking about the brown sugar. When your brown sugar gets hard, you literally take a slice of bread, put it in the container, close the container, and about a day later, it softens up the brown sugar entirely. Then throw the bread out, but softens up the brown sugar entirely. It's crazy how well it works. Like it's insane how well it works. I've done this multiple times. You got to sacrifice a slice of bread, but it saves the brown sugar. The problem is it's not going to happen immediately overnight, probably certainly by a day. It's very cool. So But yeah, I was very surprised to see that. Same with storing cookies. What do you mean, Carol? You mean if cookies get hard, you put a piece of bread in and they soften up, or what? Is that what you mean? That'd be interesting. I wonder, could you use bread to soften bread? How's that for an existential question? If your bread's getting a little hard, like your baguette's getting a little hard, could you put some fresh bread in with the baguette that's getting hard? Right? Put bread with cookies and they stay moist. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. But again, I wouldn't really make cookies in advance. I would make the dough, make a single serving because it's so quick to make them in the toaster oven. I just, that's how you soften biscotti. Interesting. In Germany, we use apple slices in Christmas cookies. Interesting. To soften them. That's very interesting. Huh. I'm not familiar with that. Huh. Hardened bread, put water on it and rebake. Oh, I heard about this. Is this like with a baguette or something? I saw somebody say you rinse it under the sink quickly and then put it back in the oven. That's funny you said that, Gunther, because I saw that the other day and I forgot about that. I was like, huh. Now I rarely, like when I live in France, hopefully going back, I would typically buy like maybe 2 baguettes. And then I would cut one up and put it in the freezer because that way I would have a fresh one in the morning with my toaster oven because, I don't want to go like in the morning. When I just wake up, I want my food and my coffee. I don't want to have to go to the store, you know what I mean? Without coffee and without food. So I would often, like I said, get the baguette and then do it that way. Yeah, we're going again. All right. Don't make me regret this, Emmanuel. Don't make me regret this. I'm sure I'm gonna. Oops. So I'm hitting my camera there with my stand. Anyway, exactly. Softened biscuits, biscotti, and coffee. I don't like biscotti. I never have. I find them odd. How long does cookie dough last before it isn't good? Well, I put it in the freezer. It's good forever. And with cookie dough, as long as the easier, if you're going to put cookie dough in the freezer, the easier thing is to put it in a Ziploc bag, plastic bag, and flatten it. So I would put it in, a gallon-sized bag and flatten it. If you just put it in the bag, you're going to have a lump like this. Good luck getting a single serving or 3 cookies out of that. If you flatten it, so now it's this thick, it's super easy to break off portions. Like it bends off. It just breaks right off. Whereas if it's a lump, it's too hard. It's just a crazy thing that works. I never thought of that. Flocken is saying hamburger meat as well. That's an interesting idea. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So you mean you would put the ground beef in a gallon plastic and flatten it, and that way you can break off portions you want or whatever? That's an interesting idea if that's true. I never thought about that. Huh. That's a very interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. I never thought about that. But yeah, no, you could just, as I said, just freeze it. And also if you freeze it flat, it fits in the freezer better anyway, because it's flat. But you put it in the Ziploc, get the air out, and then just flatten it. And I flatten it till it's about, an inch, right? 2.5 centimeters, whatever. With rice. Well, I mean, now that I think about it, you could do it with anything, I mean, lately I've been like salsa. I will freeze extra salsa in an ice tray. So I've got salsa cubes that I can use when I make like a single Mexican something, right? Or a frozen, right? Or frozen whatever. Let me check on the dog again. One moment. Right, you again. All right. Jesus Christ. Get in there. Man. Oh my God. Jesus. Because I moved the hydrangeas, she discovered one of my irises. So now, yeah, nice mouthful of dirt we've got here. Oh, did you bring something inside too? What? Really? Jesus Christ. She's on her back legs in my hydrangea digging the dirt. I'm like, oh my God. But again, because I picked up the geraniums and she can't get the geraniums anymore. So now she's going after the hydrangea. I don't know why the hydrangea is good. Oh my God. I swear to God, I'm going to kill her. So now I've got to watch her whenever she goes out there now. Yeah, but she's become a menace overall. She just is like, mind you, she just had dinner she had dinner at 4 o'clock or 4:30. Like, she's not hungry right now, but she has to put, my God, you're terrible. Absolutely terrible. God, Jesus Christ. But I mean, dirt, like literally on her back legs in the iris pot eating dirt. Oh my God. That's funny, Paula. Oh man. Yeah, I know. I should buy her own dirt. Exactly. That would be funny, actually. Oops, sorry, hitting the phone. That would be funny if there was like a dog-friendly dirt that they can eat, that the dogs can eat the dirt and they're and it won't hurt them. Because I'm just waiting for it to like hurt her. You know what I mean? Like, man. Honest to God, like I'm going to need the invisible deer black netting. I'm going to need something to throw over my plants. God damn. Oh, Andy, yeah. Your dog's worse? Oh, my God. Yeah, but I don't know, like, what brought that. She suddenly, as a puppy, she was this way. She suddenly got this way in the last year again. I'm going to have to put her on. But I like to, like, let her out because she likes to go out and it gives her, especially now that she's, like, she can walk, but, she's not as able as she used to be. I liked letting her on the balcony because that way during the show she can go out 10 times and walk around and makes her happy. Now I can't let her go out there without going with her. Man. Unbelievable. Oh, cat, there you go. Well, when she was a puppy, it was worse. She would eat, I'm not going to say what she ate as a puppy. You can imagine. But then she was into dirt. She would get into my irises. She'd come out, like she would dig in my irises. And literally, I came out there once, I was going to kill her. I come out there and literally her face is one big black like a black goatee. Like just this entire thing is black dirt dripping from it. I was like, oh my God. Unbelievable. But yeah, but now she just keeps going after the same. I need to see if I can get, I may have to buy more of the apple spray and between storms, just spray the dirt is what I'm thinking now. So at least she tries the dirt and doesn't like it, I may do that because like right now between waterings, I can hit the dirt and hopefully it'll leave a sour taste on it. Got to remember that. I'm going to have to try that. Hi, you. Yes, you. I know. Relax, you. Just relax. Lemon juice. Yeah, but I'd have to get, you could do lemon juice. I guess that's true. I could put lemon juice in a spray, but I don't want to waste the lemon juice though. I could put the lemon juice maybe in a spray bottle. I just don't want to waste it. I guess I could put lemon juice with water. That could work, actually. I just don't want to kill it. I don't want to kill my plants. Yeah, but I don't want to do cayenne. Because I don't want to kill her. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to hurt the plants is what I'm worried about, exactly. But I'm worried about the pepper, too. Like, I don't want to put hot peppers because then the poor thing's going to go, right? Could you imagine? I'd feel horrible. But I also would have to make sure that even a spray of lemon wouldn't hurt the plant on the soil, which is true. I've got to find something that makes the soil distasteful, but isn't going to. You're not going out there. Oh, not a chance in hell. No. I think she's going out there again. Really? Your dog would eat the hot peppers. Exactly. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to just give her like hot peppers. I'd feel bad. I'm not that pissed at her. Spray with water. That's a possibility. Yeah. My mom would do that. That's true. Get a spray bottle. No, that is true. Get the spray bottle. And every time she goes out there and I go and look, I bring the spray bottle and zap her. You're right. Because she hates the spray bottle. And that is true. She does hate that. That might, even at her age, that might make her think twice, She's worse during my show. actually, which is funny. I do have to keep an eye on her during the day, but far worse during the show. And it's crazy because she gets dinner at 4:00 and then a snack later. So like she's eaten, right? She just ate. I mean, anyway, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, deer, again, cayenne pepper for a deer because the deer isn't your friend. You know what I mean? I've got to find something that that would be distasteful but wouldn't be, bad. Tea bags. Take out the tea, fill in some black pepper, and hang them near your plants. If they get wet, the smell is more intense. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe. That's interesting, Jeff, or JTA. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Chili strips into my chocolate chip cookies. I'm not that big a fan of chili. I do wonder whether, what with her, who knows? She's very smart. But of course, the weather's hot today, so we didn't get to go out. So that's probably not, we didn't get to go for a walk, which isn't very helpful. But tomorrow, see what the forecast is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we can go early before it gets, where is this? Before it gets hot. It's going to be hot early, though. Tomorrow's a bad day. It's going to be 90s. Where is this tomorrow? Let's see. Yeah, so tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Yeah, see, by 10 o'clock, it's going to be 80. Ugh. So I'm going to have to probably, if I'm going to take her, I'm going to have to go at 10 o'clock, which is already hot. Before that is kind of hard. I can try before that, but it's going to be a little hot. Apple cider vinegar diluted is safe for soil. Yeah, I'm going to Google it and see. Because I've got a big thing of apple cider vinegar, I think. I could probably try that. I just need something that I can put on the plants that isn't going to hurt the plants, but is distasteful enough that she'll go, ugh. Because, she's out of control with this stuff right now. Yeah, I don't want to give her grass, though. I'm not going to. This dog is so smart. There's just everything. Like during the show, we were like, oh, let's give her some snacks during the show. That'll make her go away. And then she wanted more snacks. If I give her grass, she's just going to figure some other problem out regarding the grass. It's okay. It's okay. What do you do? All right, guys, I'm going to sign off at 7:17. Cover the soil with foil. Yeah, but I've got a lot of, there's only so much I can do with that. I don't know that it's attention either. I don't know what it is. I think she just, because I'm in here. She's out there alone. She likes the dirt. Whatever it is, she's always hungry now. Again, she's old, whatever it is. But she's not lost any weight. Her weight is the same, but she just thinks she's hungry. So she's always eating, Anyway, I'm going to look and see. I'll look at ChatGPT 2 and see what it says. So my friend, and then double check online. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. So thank you for joining us. I'll see you all tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. And then remember, Saturday, we've got our coffee talk at 11 a.m. Saturday morning for the monthly subscribers. And then Sunday morning for the VIP $25 a month subscribers. Only a couple of you guys on YouTube and Discord. Otherwise, thanks for joining. And I'm going to go in a bit and have a brownie and maybe even some ice cream. We shall see. I haven't made chocolate chip cookies in a while, too. I've got to try that. Chocolate chip cookie recipe I like the most. I have to double check. I've got it in my notes. Remind me tomorrow. I don't remember. I can look, but I don't remember. Dropping my thing. I have to see which the one that there's two. I can look right now. There's two. Let's see here. Where is this? There it is. Come on. All right, let's see which one this is. It drives me a little nuts because it never brings up my favorite one first, which is a little weird. Okay, and now my iPad's trying to sync. It always does that. It tries to sync the information, so then it takes forever to while it's syncing the notes and things, it then means everything else has to freeze. So, la, la, la. Oh, my God. What are you doing? What the hell was that? What the hell was that? All right. All right. This is the one. It's King Arthur's. Okay, it's King Arthur's that I like. Yeah, I've got a couple different ones, but the best one, I've got several that are good, but the best one, just looking here. All right, it's still doing that thing. Yeah. That seems to be the nope. I've got Bon Appetits. I've got that one from the hotel, but the best one, actually, the other one that's pretty good is America's Test Kitchen has a pretty good one, but the best one is King Arthur's is the one that I got written down. Yeah, yeah. It uses a little bit of vinegar, to poof the powder or the soda. You'd have to just kind of go and check. Just go and check. It's just King Arthur. You want King Arthur flour, Google chocolate chip cookies, and look for the recipe that has a teaspoon, that has a little bit of vinegar and baking soda in it. That's the 00 flour. No. That's for, I mean, you could, I don't know, you could try. That's for pizza. No, I use just regular flour. Regular flour is very good. So, but yeah, that's my favorite. Although there are many good chocolate chip cookie recipes, of course. So, all right. I'm going to sign off, guys. All right. Have a good night, Discord. Boom. There we go. All right. And now Substack. Yeah, don't even go there, Susan. Substack and YouTube and everybody. TikTok, your last. Have a good night.